Well, eventually, after some treatment to a rather sweet-looking injury above his eye, I'm joined by Aldershot Town skipper Callum Reynolds. And Callum, you've had some time to reflect on a rather crazy afternoon here at the Silver Lake Stadium. It's ended in a point for Aldershot Town, but just try and describe, from your perspective, how you're feeling about this afternoon.
Do you know what, to be honest, a little bit disappointed that we didn't win, because I think we had the clearer chances, especially to Rowie and Bobby. But in the circumstances, obviously going down to 10 men, 2 games in 3 days, like hard conditions, and against one of the biggest budgets in the league, can't be too disappointed in taking the point.
To supporters who don't play professional football, just how tough is that when you've just come off the back of Saturday, Tuesday run to then go Saturday, Monday, which is even harder?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know why. We're the only league, I think, that does that. It doesn't happen at the top level, but it's something we just got to deal with. So it'll be the same at Easter time. But when it's this hot as well, it was almost like a game of two halves on Saturday. First half, I thought we were brilliant, and it was almost completely different second half. A few of the boys said obviously energy levels were down, and then we got to go again today, and then going down to 10 men in the first half as well. It's always going to be tough, but I think we showed some good mental strength today and resilience not to let it affect us and keep going on and staying in the game. I don't think it was like we were battered, and I wouldn't say they were well on top and with the extra man as well. But yeah, the boys are showing good professionalism, and not just the sending off. Like, we've had 2 injuries as well. Like, Manny's gone off, Nicky's come off stretchered, so we've really been tested, I think, to the limit today. So yeah, we've got to be. It was proud of the boys how we did to get a point.
Now, professional football players are also human beings, and there must have been some sort of memory jog when 10 minutes or so before half time, Aldershot Town go down to 10 men, as they did last year here at Eastleigh. And on that occasion you had a 1-0 lead to protect, and it wasn't a hot night, so human nature must creep in, but collectively, almost from the word go, just all we saw was a show of character.
Yeah, exactly that, and especially with the size of their squad and the changes they can make, and then being at home, I don't feel like it was definitely a one-sided affair. And like you said, same thing last year, going down to 10 men. It was disappointing, but I think we reacted in the right way. Like I said, we didn't just think 10 men sitting and sort of camping. We still managed to find a spare man, whether it was in midfield or using the fullbacks. And we created a couple of really good chances, and could have been 3 points at the end of the day.
The boss has already said that the players listened really, really well to the instructions given at half-time, but you as the captain, when you quite quickly, as you come onto the pitch for the second half, you're the one, I guess, that has the responsibility of realising that they've changed their shape completely. They've gone to 3 centre-backs, and how quickly do you spot that, and what decisions do you make on the pitch to counter it, or is it just about keeping best possession of the ball yourself?
Yeah, no, well, when obviously the way they kind of give it away straight away was the way they lined up for the second half. Do you know what I mean? Like, they could have caused a bit of confusion with that, but the way they lined up, and they were quite rigid as well. There wasn't a lot of movement between the lines, and even between positions with the extra man. But again, they changed shape again, probably 2 or 3 times in the second half. And it's just recognising that and adapting quickly where we can see on the pitch, and also getting the info, but also putting it to practice from the side, putting it to practice on the pitch, which I think the boys did well today.
Now, I just said to you off air, I've seen the skipper go down in time added on, and I know he's a wily professional, full of nous, so I had my doubts, but as you pulled your hand away from your head, there was rather a lot of blood flowing. Just talk us through the injury, how it occurred, and what the injury is.
Yeah, it was. It weren't even a good elbow. Do you know what I mean? It weren't like a big header challenging high. He's kind of caught me as I'm going to head the ball. I wouldn't say bending down, but leaning forward. It wasn't like a big high jumping challenge, but it's blindside to the ref, and the lino's on the opposite side as well. So that's where fourth official's got to really help him, because if you don't see it at first, when I've come up with blood pouring from my head, that's not happened from the ball. It doesn't just happen. So I think refs sometimes need to take a step back from the situation and see, like, if an injury like that's been caused, same as at Maidstone, come up with a black eye, could have been a lot worse. Like, they're allowed to change a decision, or make a decision after seeing something different. So it's frustrating because there was a few today, from them especially, where I think there should at least be yellow cards. I'm not looking to just get the game evened up for the sake of it, but there was a few bad challenges and elbows, not just from me but on Reynolds as well. And it's frustrating because I feel as players we need more protection. You talk about players going down easy, but this isn't like, this ain't playing or faking it, you know what I mean? It could have been lower, could have caught my eye, anything. But yeah, I wasn't definitely weren't milking it today.
We saw you wrapped up Terry Butcher style, but I'm just wondering how that affected you, because I can see now that the injury is just immediately above your eye, and if you strap that up, you must have been looking at a one eye for the rest of the game, surely.
Yeah, I did say that as a joke when I came over to the gaffer. I said, Terry Butcher, good job we had red shirts as well, because probably would have had to change that. But yeah, it was Russ strapped me up, and he almost covered both my eyes at first. And he's thinking, if you can't set your left eye, let me know. I'm thinking, I can't see anything here. But yeah, it was because it's so low, almost underneath the eye, the brow. It was he just had to cover it in Vaseline and try and strap it as best he could. And then went out for another challenge and got caught. And then I come out, I saw blood again, so I just tried to kind of wipe it away. And get on with it, but it wasn't ideal, no.
It's been a tough 10 days or so, hasn't it? Back-to-back defeats, a big show of character today to get that point. But overall, with 6 rounds of games gone, the Shots are still in 5th place and 4 points off the table. So everything in balance, not a bad start to the season, other than the injury concerns.
Of course, I mean, before play today, we knew if we could have gone top with a win. So we've got to kind of look at the bigger picture. Yeah, we haven't got the results that we've wanted in the last 4 games now, but like I said, it's a long season. People are saying we've won the first 3, and you can't get ahead of yourself. You can't be too high, and you can't get too low either when things are going against you. And you could almost say they did today, especially testing us with the red card and the injuries that we had. So we've got to be proud of the performance today. But if we can get 3 points next week, it makes today an even bigger point. So yeah, we've got to stay positive going forward.
We definitely won't see Cody next week. He was unfortunate, I guess, to get sent off today. I won't ask you for your thoughts on whether it was red or not, but he'd done pretty well in those opening 35 minutes alongside you.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm comfortable playing with him because I played probably most of my games in pre-season with him before Will came in on loan. So I know what he's capable of. He's definitely capable of playing at this level, and like you said, he started really well. Pleased with how he defended, but the pitch in the warm-up was driest thing we've trained on for a while. It was almost like the AstroTurf, so like balls were stopping and skidding. They obviously watered it before the game, so the touches kind of got away from him, and yeah, it's disappointing, but hopefully he can learn from it. It's obviously not good when you get sent off. I've been there early in my career, and you do get down about it, but he needs to keep his head up because he can be proud of the way he played, stepping in after not having played any games since pre-season. So I'm sure he'll be disappointed, but he needs to take the positives from it and be ready to go again when he's available.
A number of players won't be available next week. I trust the skipper will be somehow, some way, whether he's looking through one eye, 2 eyes, or no eyes.
Yeah, if I even have to play with an eye patch, I don't mind. But yeah, I'll be out there. Touch wood.
Thank you very much for joining us, Callum, so late on, and we'll see you next week.